Welcome to Art. My name is Mr. Schmidt. Raise your hand if you knew that already.
Yo! Turn it up!
A portrait is a picture of someone with a bun having fun in the sun. A portrait is a picture of someone. A portrait can be sculpted or constructed, could be painted, could be candid, could be drawn, could be brown of a clown with a frown. A portrait can't be just anything, not a picture of a taco or a plant. It's gotta be somebody somehow, like your mom or your grandpa or your aunt. A self-portrait is a picture of yourself, but a plain portrait is one of someone else. Let's take a look at a face and think about the space of the features you'll see, cause they all have a place. The nose goes in the middle, the ears go on the side, the mouth is toward the bottom, underneath the eyes. But now you know the rules, you're not a fool, got the tools to teach a portrait class at the local art school. But now you gotta do it, prove that you knew it, don't eschew it, don't undo it, and show everyone that you drew it, so we can view it. You can do it.
Oh, hello. I didn't hear you come in. I was just launching my hip-hop career. So today you're going to be working on a portrait project. And a portrait project, if you're paying attention to the video, is a picture of someone, not a something. So I can draw a portrait of Mr. Clark, because Mr. Clark is someone. I cannot, however, draw a portrait of this apple, because this apple is a something, not a someone. There are lots of ways to do a portrait, whether it's a photograph or a cartoon or a painting or a drawing, but I wanted to talk to you guys this week about getting your portrait right. We all have pretty much the same details on our face. We have eyes, nose, mouth, ears, eyebrows, that sort of thing. But all of these things have a pretty set place in all of our faces. Your eyes, for example, are pretty much right in the middle of your face. Your nose is in the middle of your eyes and chin. The corners of your mouth are pretty much straight down from the middle of your eyes. Your ears are pretty much right between your eyes and your nose. Today we're going to work through some of the basics of drawing a portrait. We're going to go step by step together, draw kind of a general, nondescript, kind of a fake person by just putting the parts of the face in the right spot. And then I'll set you free from there.
What you'll do, draw a portrait of a generic someone. It doesn't have to look real. And put the features of the face in their proper place. What you'll need, a piece of paper, a pencil and an eraser, and then something to color with. So grab your stuff and pull up a chair, because we're going to take about 8 minutes to draw a portrait together, step by step. And pause the video if you need to.
All right, so we're going to start with our paper portrait style, which means long and skinny. So this is called landscape, short and fat. So this is going to be portrait style, tall and skinny. I'm going to start with my head shape, and every line that I'm using with my pencil is going to be light so that I can erase it. I'm probably going to draw a little bit darker on this piece of paper just so you can see it through the video. But I'm going to start with a head shape, which is usually kind of like an oval. I'm just going to kind of sketch it really lightly in and try to keep it as even as I can. So if I've got like it's too bulby up here and skinny down here, I'm going to try to keep it nice and even. So once I have my head shape, I'm going to split it down the middle from top to bottom. So again, this is just going to be a guideline because most of us don't have a line right down the middle of our face. This is going to be a guideline that's going to tell me where the middle of my face is. And then I'm going to draw, kind of like make a target looking thing. Another light line that's going to be the line for my eyes. So it'll be right down the middle going up and down, and right down the middle going side to side. And then I'm going to split it one more time, about maybe just a little bit higher than halfway between my horizontal line here and the bottom part of my face, which is going to be the chin. So I'm going to split one more time, going side to side. So here's my middle line, so that I'm symmetrical, same on both sides. This is going to be my eye line, and this is going to be where my nose is going to go. So now that I've kind of split it up, and I've got my guidelines on my face, I'm going to start by drawing the eyes. And the eyes are going to be right on this line. So I'm going to start with kind of like some circles. They're going to be my iris and my pupils. And then I'm going to try to get it so that the distance between my two eyes is the same as the width of the eye itself. So it's kind of like eye here, invisible eye here, and then another eye here. So I'm going to kind of go maybe the eyelid first, making sort of like a football shape. Little almonds shape that looks like this. So I've got about the same width here, here, and here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's about the way it goes. So once I've got my eyes, I'm going to start working on my nose. And if you remember that our nose, the sides of our nose are pretty much straight down from the inside corners of both of our eyeballs. So you can start by going a little guideline straight down. They look like tears right now, but because you're drawing light, you can erase them, remember? So this is going to be the outside of my nose, and it's going to go right on that second guideline that I put underneath where my eyes go. And the nose is kind of, there's a bunch of different nose shapes, but generally we all have kind of like nostrils that are going to be sort of like parentheses around the side here. And then our little nose holes that are kind of like waving around like this. And we've got a little bit of a ball at the ends of our nose. And our nose is kind of like going to go up sort of like this a little bit. But again, all of this stuff is just going to be light so that I can erase what I don't like later on. So I've got eyes, I've got a nose, and the next step is to draw my mouth. So I'm going to split one more time between my nose and my chin is going to be where your mouth is going to go. So I'm going to draw one more kind of guideline halfway between my chin and my nose, and that's going to tell me that my mouth is going to go here. And one more guideline if I'm going straight down from the middle of my eyes with a light guideline on both sides, straight down from the middle of your eyes is going to be kind of where the sides of your mouth generally go. So I'm going to draw kind of like my mouth is going to go something like right here. And I've got some lips. Mr. Schmidt has big lips, so that's okay. So I'm going to draw some lips going on, and right now I've got eyes, I've got a nose, and I've got a mouth. And you might agree with me that it looks a little bit creepy or a little bit off, a little bit weird. That's okay, because right now I'm just kind of like putting in the basics of where I want things to go. And because I've drawn light, I can kind of switch things up if I need to a little bit. So I know that I've got this is, my chin is looking a little bit too short. It's too close to my mouth. So what I'm going to do is kind of like bring it on down. So I'm going to go light again, add my chin up a little bit, and kind of reshape my cheeks and erase any line that I don't want anymore, just so I have a kind of a clearer idea of what my face is going to start looking like. Something a little bit like this. Yours also might look a little bit creepy if it doesn't have eyelids, or if you haven't colored in your pupils because they look less like a demon. So I'm going to add some, leave a little circle there for a twinkle in your eye. Something a little bit like this. And I've got to add another eyelid, and then your eyebrows that'll go kind of right on top. I'm going to get some color in there too. So I've got some of those details and starting to look a little bit better. And again, this is because I'm drawing light, I can kind of reshape a little bit of the things that I want to go back in there. I want to add some other details. We all have ears too, and your ears, because like think about those of us that wear glasses, that the arm of those glasses goes straight out to the top part of your ear, which means that where your ear meets your head is going to be pretty much even with where your glasses would go. So along that line, I'm going to go up, and they usually go about to where your nose line is. I'm going to go up and around for my ears, and I'm just going to kind of add some little details like that for my ears. And now I've got a bald guy whose eyes are kind of pointed outwards a little bit. Then again, that's okay. The last thing I want to do is add some hair before I start thinking about the details. And your hair, yes, it's on the top of your head, but it doesn't start at the top of your head unless you're a bald person. Your hair is going to kind of cut a little bit across. That's your hairline. Going to start a little bit across, about a little bit more than halfway up between your eyes and the top of your head. So some of us have hair that kind of like swoops down a little bit, or hair when our hair is kind of pulled back into a ponytail or something. You might have a little like bun up here or something, or you can see that maybe if you're looking into a mirror, you're drawing somebody else, pay attention to where that hair kind of goes and add those details to it. If you've got hair that kind of comes down, I'm drawing somebody with long hair, that hair is going to go down and kind of go behind your neck too. So your hair doesn't just go out this way and then just stop. It goes behind your head. So just pay attention to those details as you're drawing whoever it is that you're drawing. Now that if you've got the details that you like, if it's looking how you want it to look, now is maybe the time you go in with your eraser and then get rid of some of these guidelines so it doesn't look like your portrait is still kind of crying with your guidelines out there. And if you're drawing lightly enough, you can get rid of all that stuff. So go ahead and do some erasing. Add those details. The person that you're drawing might have freckles or something, so you can add the freckles, or glasses like we talked about, or earrings, or a mustache, or a beard, or something. Take a little bit of time and add those details so you'll be all set and ready to go.
Some things to think about. Where are the details of the face exactly? And what features are important to pay attention to, like freckles or glasses, things to make it look like that specific person.
That's it, everyone. I wanted to give a quick shout out to my very good friend, Mr. Clark, for all of his help with the music video and the music, and for all of his help with everything else that he's helped me with this year. So get to it. Don't forget to share your artwork with your classmates and check out your other classmates' artwork as well. Have fun, be safe, and I'll see you all next week.